happy to.
Welcome to a wonderful just hang time with Tara, who completed the 90-day Fearful to Fit private coaching program. And we're just going to talk about kind of like where things were, where things shifted, and then what life is like today. So Tara, at the very beginning, before we were working together, what were like your main issues or challenges?
I guess overall, I just didn't feel healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I was taking care of myself in the ways that I knew how to as best I could, but nothing was really jiving. So I had a lot of issues, skin wise, digestive wise,
Mm-hmm.
scale wise, that were
Mm-hmm.
making me unhappy, which sent me on a search for you.
Yeah. I don't know if we ever talked about this, but how did we connect?
I found you on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
really, as because you're in Gig Harbor, which is where I am.
Yeah.
So you popped up, and then kind of followed you on social media for a while and saw people that I felt were similar to me that were having success with your program.
Yeah.
So yeah, I reached out and found out the details. Off we went.
Sure did. And when you were talking about like you were having challenges with skin and digestion and weight and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
how long were you struggling with that stuff? Like, I think it was 4 years, right?
Well, digestion had been ongoing since high school, college.
Yeah.
And I'd done various things to fix it throughout the years, and then it would always just go back.
Yeah.
Skin, I have chronic urticaria, or however you say that, which is hives.
Yeah.
And I've been dealing with that constantly for about 4 years. And then again, skin issues being vitiligo, which for me is likely genetic because I have it in my family on my mom's side.
Mm-hmm.
But working with a dermatologist to figure that out has been very helpful for me.
Yeah.
And then, of course, changing things with my diet and making sure I'm really uber protected from the sun to make sure it doesn't work.
Yeah. And then for one of your primary concerns was weight loss. And so what have you tried before that, because whenever anyone comes to me, it's always like they've tried 5 to 10 diets, they lost 20 pounds, and within like a month or two, it's always gained back. And then it literally goes like that every time with every popular diet that comes out. So like, how many things had you tried and for how long, and how much money do you think you spent on all those things?
Well, I've tried every diet, even just to like dabble, like literally every diet to dabble in it to see if it would like just click for me.
Mm-hmm.
So some obviously cost more than others. And that even goes into just like getting a personal trainer at the gym that makes your diet for you, and you're tracking your macros and weighing in every week and all that. So like literally I've done it all, from intermittent fasting to keto to Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem. I lasted about 2 days. I could not deal with that food. And I really saw the most success, honestly, when I was eating whole good food, which was gearing up to my wedding, which was 10 years ago, actually, in August.
Congrats.
But I strayed from that. I strayed from that in my honeymoon bliss, and then I got pregnant twice in 3 years, and landed myself where I was last August, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go back to what I knew worked, which was weight loss through eating, really. And I felt like you would be a good guide for that.
And how, like, if you could put a number on, because I mean, it ranges, like, if you could put a number on how much money you spent on dieting and training and all the Nutrisystems and keto and all that stuff, like, what would be your best estimate?
Like $10,000 probably.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's probably just because I'm in denial of what the real number is.
Yeah. And you're like, and who knows who's watching this? And if my husband watches it, it was $1.
Hey, a lot of it was on my own dime before I got married.
That's true. That's true.
And
But
he did clear the cost for you, so we're good.
yeah,
We're good.
yeah, he's like, we're doing it.
Yeah.
We're freaking doing it. And then so throughout the program, like at the end of 90 days, what was the total weight loss?
I had lost 20 pounds, 22 pounds. And I'm still like, I'm not down a ton, I'm not up a ton, I'm just kind of there.
Yeah.
So, but I've kind of learned a few things about myself with food is I just need to not think about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I feel like when you're on a diet, and even my 90 days with you, I knew I was sending you what I ate every single day. So it was kind of always on my mind because I was then writing it down.
Totally.
So when the 90 days was over and I was on my own, it was kind of like, okay, I'm not going to write it down every day. Let's just see what happens. And I did, inevitably gain a few pounds back.
Yeah.
And I had to bring myself back into it. But I have really, really been trying to just not think about food. And like, I'll eat when I'm hungry. And
that's the goal. It's kind of like, it goes from being hyper aware of what you're eating, and then you do it for 3 months, it becomes a habit, and then it becomes part of your intuition. So you don't need to do the food diaries anymore. It's like a muscle memory. You're basically eating the same thing every day, and then with slight variations. And like, I remember when you went on a trip and you were like, oh my God, normally when I go on a trip, I put the weight back on, but I still lost some. And it was like, then that's the whole goal of this thing, is like, this isn't some extreme thing for 3 months and then you go back to what you were doing. This is like, you can carry this anywhere you go on trips. Like you said, you don't want to obsess about food. You just want to eat, like, and not stuff yourself.
Right. And as you're losing weight, I found that my body it wants to eat. Like, call it genetics, call it what it is. It wants to eat. So it's like,
of course it should want to
as
eat.
the weight's coming off, your body's getting pissed off.
Yeah.
Your stomach's growling, but you're like, I'm not even hungry.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to like say, shut up. I'll get there when I'm ready for you. Like, and then eventually your body kind of figures out where it wants to be, and then you can feed it when you feel like it needs it. I don't know if that makes any sense or not.
It makes total sense.
My body does not like to be told that we are losing body fat. It does not.
Well, and I mean, that's such a good point, because your body will get used to a certain amount of calories. And then once you start losing weight, it's like, wait. You were giving me way more. And now I'm wondering where that is. But you're not hungry. It's just like a habit that was created. And so you're just making a new habit. And then over time, like, you tell me, did your stomach keep growling, or did it kind of get used to it?
No, it just stopped. Like, you're like, it's crazy. So I've been able to like think about a lot of what I think my body is, and a reaction to change, and me finally just telling it this is the way it's going to be. Because I'll lose weight and then I'll give it back what it wants, and then I get mad and I lose weight, and then it just makes me angry at the body I've been given, which isn't a fun way to live either. So
no, and it's not two disconnected things. It's you're one thing, like, your body is you are your body. So it's like, when we come into that wholeness, that like notion that it's mind, body, everything is me, then it's like, oh wait, this is mine, and I want to treat it well, and I'm going to do everything I can to do that. And I want to know, I mean, I already know this, but for, say someone's watching and they're like, that's cool, weight loss is great, but say they're like struggling with their stomach and their digestion. And I feel like you're such a star student from where you started to where you are now in terms of everything that changed. So if you want to get a little bit into your digestive stuff, like, tell me before to after in whatever capacity you want.
So, I was relying on a product called Swiss Chris. So I was taking like 4 or 5 of them a night, which causes you to go to the bathroom, but it also has stomach pains and not the kind of bowel movements that you would deem as healthy. So,
Yeah.
when I started working with you, I just wanted off those things more than anything. So we did celery juice, a ton of water, and Mag 07, and then the Garden of Eden or Garden of Health probiotics. So I'm still doing all of those.
Yeah. That's
and within a month, I was going to the bathroom without taking a stimulant laxative.
so awesome.
And the magnesium, I think, is helping me sleep better.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking like 20 some years of digestive stuff done, like gone, which is kind of
20
crazy.
years.
And I have to tell you, I don't really drink the celery juice anymore because my juicer busted and was flinging celery juice all over my walls every day, and it was,
I'm gonna.
So I was like, I'm gonna try it without it because I don't know.
Yeah.
Just see where it goes. So I stuck with the Mag 07 and water and probiotics and everything. Not to rule out that
No, but that's awesome.
Wonderful, but it didn't heal my vitiligo, and it didn't.
Yes, yeah.
There's a lot of things I think people think it can do that it didn't for me, but I definitely do think that it helped my body get into a rhythm.
Well, and your skin
stay there. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like your skin started changing after we added that in, and you're right. Sometimes, the studies will say that like, oh, you have to give it a long time for those kind of big changes to happen. So I don't know if it's, I don't know. I don't know if it's like a longer time would start to get into those kind of cells.
So I did celery juice every day.
You did it for a long
for 7 months straight.
Yeah, and you did awesome. And so like your body, you're the queen of your body, you're like the master of your body, your body better than anyone else. So if you go, I gave it 7 months and I'm done and things are still working great, that's awesome. Better than anyone. So smart choices by you for yourself. And great. Like you didn't check in with anyone, you just go, let's see how this goes.
Yeah.
How would you say so with your digestion, which is so awesome that for 20 years it was screwed up and within just like a few months it's totally different. That is great for someone who's listening who is dealing with that and they think like, I've been doing this for so long. I've been to the gastroenterologist, the experts, the specialist. I've traveled here and there. And then it's like, it can be something as simple as knowing exactly what you need to give to your individual body. So that's beautiful. How would you say your life is different as a whole since doing the program?
Well, I feel more in control of myself.
Yeah.
And my surroundings. And I feel like, and it's kind of funny, but I feel like I can like tell people off more. I don't know if that makes sense.
I get it. Oh, I knew that was coming.
Like, I just am over it.
Nice.
I mean,
yeah.
Well, my kids, we decided to pull my kids out of the school that they're in, so they'll be at a new school next year. So
yeah.
I kind of just floated through the end of the year. I floated out of there on the last day, and I'm like, does anybody want me to tell anybody off? I'm happy to do it for you.
And this is coming from someone who, would you have described yourself as a people pleaser?
Oh yeah, and I still am when they are deserving of it, but I'm not doing it for people that don't deserve it anymore. And
that gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, no, I mean like customer service people don't. Rob has been listening to phone calls and he's like, I am glad I was not on the other end of that one. Like I just am over it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And what do you think that's from?
Well, like you said, I spend my whole life being a people pleaser, and not feeling like it's reciprocated all the time. And then you're
Yeah.
just like, why am I doing this? Like, I'm going to be kind and loving and giving to those around me that deserve it. And
Mm-hmm.
it might be a perfect stranger in Target, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to go out of my way to try to make people happy that aren't going to do the same or that are using me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I've
Yeah.
become like hyper aware of it happening to friends or acquaintances at
Yeah.
school. And I'm like, no,
Mm-mm.
don't do that, and
Yeah.
yeah. Or my girlfriend, I'm just going to give you an example, but a
Yeah.
friend at school was having like a really bad day and we're standing there and one of the staff members came up and asked her to do something. And she's worse than I am in people pleasing. And I was like, no, she's not actually going to do that right now. And I was like, this is not the time to be asking her. And she's like, okay, and walked away. And my girlfriend was like, I can't believe you just said that. I was like, well, you weren't going to do it.
Whoa. Someone
I was like,
unleashed the lion.
I'm not, no, like, no, people aren't getting used anymore. It's like,
Yeah.
do your own work. Like it just, so
Mhm.
anyway, of all of this, digestive, skin, diet, whatever, like I feel like
Yeah.
I've just found my like pissed off, but still nice.
Pissed. And I know exactly what you're talking about because I feel like finally you were like able to break like that block on your chest and your heart. It was like so tight and it was crushing you. And
Mm-hmm.
then throughout the time it was like you finally were and I know we had many discussions about like stuff like this, and so it was like
Mm-hmm.
finally it was the lock was breaking and you were like, oh man, I feel bad for the people that are coming into my life because now I am confident enough to start saying what I really feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you also, that's so cool that you go, I'm saving it for people that deserve it, because that's honestly how it should be anyway.
Yeah. I put a video on me at 2:30 last night when my son was crying. Like there's a like I'm still there 100% like nurturing when you
Oh
are
yeah.
deserving of it. But
Yeah.
today when he didn't want to take his medicine at 10 a.m., it was a different story. So
Yeah.
it's just situational, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, that's freaking awesome. Okay, now just to wrap it up, what would you say to someone who is on the fence, who's just like, I really want to do it, but I'm totally scared, and they're just like talking themselves out of it? And we've all been in that place where you really want to do something, but you're just like, so what would be like your words to them?
Well, I mean, I know I signed up originally, I think, for something totally different,
Mhm.
but it came with a discovery call. So
Yeah.
um, I dabbled in the beginning thing, but I really want to be able to talk to you in person. So I will say, if you can get someone's ear just for even a bit to explain to them really what it is and they get a chance to meet you, I think that they will understand fully um, what the program is and feel a connection to you. I don't know how they wouldn't, but
Yeah.
um, I I just think if you're in a place or you're similar to me, or I'm a stay-at-home mom, so that might be a little different from people, but I'm still a woman nearing 40 who kind of wants to know what my place is, and whether it's losing weight or just simply that, I think this program kind of gets you there. And it happens before 90 days and it happens after 90 days when
Mhm.
you're on your own. So it's kind of this whole big evolving program.
I'm
I don't
so
know. I
glad.
loved it.
Yeah, and I'm honestly so glad to hear you say that, because that's kind of the goal, is like to plant the seeds, to do the repairing, and then after to have those after effects to continue your entire life.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so everyone say thank you to Tara, and yeah, stay at home mom of two, and she's also a badass cook. And I you can find her walking in the harbor, down
Yeah.
by the water,
Well, now that
on
the
her
kids are little, it won't
Peloton.
be a while. Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, she's go getter. Thank you,
You're
Tara, and
welcome.
yeah, everyone, this gal's one in a million.
Oh, thank you very much.